We're just gonna do. Can you turn the lights out and we're gonna do shadow puppets?
We need the lights on for shadow. Oh no, this is not good enough.
Oh.
Also, I don't know how to do shadow.
Good morning, OLC Live.
Are we on the air?
Yeah, on the air.
Figuring out shadow puppets in the studio.
I feel like in Wayne's World when they're doing that part where they're doing like the 3, 2, 1, and yeah. Hi everyone. Good morning. Welcome. It's breakfast time.
Yeah.
And I'm here with my breakfast buddy,
Noah from Noah's Arcade.
I was like, what was that thing, the hair cutting thing, the suck cut?
The suck cut.
We're going to be talking about the suck cut this morning. It certainly does suck. So I'm here with Jessica Knott, one of the other hosts of OLC Live, my co-chair emerita from OLC Innovate 2018, and we're wrapping up 2019, and Denver's been pretty good to us, I have to say. Beautiful mountain views.
Yep.
Coors Light.
Lots of Napoleon Dynamite jokes. I texted my husband a picture of the mountain range this morning and said, Kate and I were wondering if we thought you could throw, we could throw a football over the mountains. No. And he said he wasn't sure.
No.
But if Coach had put us in, we would have taken state. There's no doubt in his mind.
Uncle Rico, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Throw a football over
that guy. That guy.
Now I want a llama named Tina.
Who doesn't?
You got me, folks.
So this is how this week has gone.
A lot of laughs. No, we've had a lot of great people here in the studio booth. I think we saw some new color, new energy, certainly new volunteers. I will always give a shameless plug for folks that want to get involved with the OLC. I know when I got to sit down and talk to Tanya Justin, she was talking about the role of volunteers and how everybody has not only their origin story in the field, but their origin story within this organization.
She is mine.
Yeah. So, yeah, she brought you into Blended. Was that
Blended 2013?
Wow. And it wasn't until maybe the next conference that we met each other?
No, it was long after that.
Wasn't it 2014? I don't know. She's the historian, folks, not me. She keeps the dates. So if she's making that face, then
I have no idea because I'm exhausted.
So tell us why you're exhausted. What were some of the things that you got to do and explore here at this conference?
Oh my gosh. This is the first conference I've actually been able to go to a session in a long time.
Slow clap.
But I found that I spent all of my time in those emerging idea sessions, which 2 years ago would have surprised me. Because I tend to avoid what I think are poster sessions. Like, why would I?
Yeah, I think some folks are freaked out by the idea that, with an emerging idea session, it's like a digital poster session where it's just a person there and a laptop. And some folks are like, that's way too much, like direct eye contact.
But these are conversations. So I got to go watch a couple of my colleagues from MSU talk about a faculty development research initiative they've done, trying to figure out like what should we be doing. But the best part about that was hearing the people in the group asking them the questions, not just here's what we're wrestling with and what we're wondering, but being able to hear the questions from around the other people who'd come. I mean, it was this big group. I just kind of hung out all creepy in the back. But I love the emerging idea sessions a great deal. And Tressie McMillan Cottom.
I was just about to say that, and Manoush Samrodi, like I feel like this year our keynotes were so student focused, and I know we use that word so much to the point of exhaustion, but they were really in a place that I thought that they gave us information that we could make actionable in service of our students. So that was really refreshing, because sometimes, you'll sit through a keynote that's compelling, but you'll say, how close is this to my mission? Yep. And how close is this to the actual work that I'm doing to serve students? So shout outs to them. I'm actually really excited because right after this, we have the campfire stories, which are lightning talks. And all 5 of the folks that are going to be doing those lightning talks are just phenomenal humans, great practitioners in addition to researchers and scholars, and really exemplify what I think this community is. We all wear different hats. We all come at these same ubiquitous challenges from wholly different perspectives. So I'm excited about the roundup that they've done. It's, kind of a nice send-off for everybody too that's heading out of Denver today.
Agreed. And I want to talk about the welcome also for a moment. So I just want this shout out goes to Tina Rettler-Pagel. She ran the Ranger program this year and assembled just an amazing array of humans on site. But here's the thing that was really awesome. The Rangers were somehow not only on site, but they were also working really hard to be online. So we would see Rangers popping into the OLC Live chat rooms. We would see Tina. I swear, every time I was like, I wonder if I have a Kleenex, there would be Tina with like this, backpack full of stuff. But I think one of the most enjoyable things for me was the Ranger lunch. And so
gosh, yep.
We had a lot of first-time attendees and a lot of people who signed up to attend that lunch. And I met so many amazing people. Learned about a new band called Explosions in the Sky. Learned about a new book series that I'm going to read. And but it was just such a great energy and a great way to kick off the conference, not only here, but also online.
So she did something really clever. She made the lunch family style, and we were like at long banquet tables, which I have never seen at a conference before. And honestly, that was refreshing because as I looked throughout the room, I could see a lot of faces since we were sort of lined up in rows. And all of my frequent, friends that I would sit at one round table, we were completely spread apart. Everybody was smiling, laughing with new groups of people. And it was just really compelling. I think that Tina knocked it out of the park. She was also one example of many examples that I saw of remix culture here. So the Speed Networking Lounge run by Sarah Clark this year, she took it in a whole new direction. That was amazing. It had only been run once before, and it had been run by these two jokers who, we barely.
Right, and we tend to be a little bit type A. Did you know we're a little bit type A? And this year we were just like, okay, bye. Great.
I think this is the universal signal for type A.
Yes, I don't know. It's like a lollipop kid from
the Lollipop Guild
or whatever.
She did some amazing things with embracing the spirit of the mountains, and that was really great. And her just design aesthetic and her enthusiasm was really infectious. But then in addition to that, the innovation studio, there were so many pieces in there that were brand new. The Great Denver Design Off. Every time I saw Maddie Shellgren and McKenna, what's McKenna's last name?
McKenna Schultz. I should know this. I work with her. She just got married. McKenna Schultz.
Anytime I saw them, they were in literally a different costume, which is my love language, as we've established on this. It was pretty impressive. At one point, Maddie was dressed up like Twiggy to me. It was pretty, it was very cool. It was very cool. But yeah, they were, just rocking and rolling, and the spirit in that whole space. So, what Cindy Richards and Adam Nemiroff were able to pull off with the designers in residence, I think that was one piece that was.
Daniel Line sent a tweet like a week ago and was like, hey, we're putting this thing together. And I couldn't find any time to do it, and I was super bummed, but it didn't matter.
There were no times to give.
There were no times because it was amazing, and it was well attended, and just the conversations that were happening in that space were a whole different kind of dynamic between designer and designer, different.
In my room, we were just talking about open practices, and I signed up for a slot with Jeremy Dean from Hypothesis. He won the Merlot Classics Award from the Teacher Education Board this year. And it was so funny. We had people that were brand new to Hypothesis, and then we had like high-end users at the same time. And we just had this really sort of organic chat about all of these different use cases, including Jeremy asking, hey, are these things that would be useful and beneficial to you and your team? So again, just that multi-layered collaboration, that it's like you come in from where you're at and we'll crowdsource solutions together. That was really compelling.
Yeah, and it hasn't happened yet. I'm going to be on an airplane and I'm so heartbroken. Maddie Shellgren was up until about 3 a.m. wrapping up, putting the ribbons on the escape room. And it was, so many of the games, she was just like, I just need everyone to go away. and just leave me alone so I can focus. And I mean that in a great way, because I can't wait to see what's going to come out of that space. The amount of brain power she and McKenna have put on that whole experience. It's been really cool to see the escape room emerge as a thing, I guess. And looking forward to OLC Accelerate, there will be different experiences there as well that are building on not only the escape room, but also bringing back the Iron Chef battles.
Oh my goodness. I can't even wrap my mind around the gong.
The gong
from Gongs Unlimited
of Nebraska.
The place where all gongs are made. I just can't get over that coming back. And then also the escape room, this is only its second iteration. Last year, Jon Stewart was there for OLC Live. He lost his phone while he was filming, and he never made it out of the escape room.
Failed the escape room, failed the phone. But you know what? He really knocks it out of the park as a human being.
Well, he asked for a rematch. He said, "Oh no, I'm better than this." So at noon today, we're going to be with OLC Live in the escape room. I believe it's John Clark-Shaw Nelson, conference co-chair, and I trying to escape, which has been pretty interesting because Maddie and I are planning an escape room within a course that I have a lesson to teach on close reading and annotation with a couple of my colleagues. And she's been helping me come up with puzzles, but every time we talk, she's like, "Oh, I can't tell you about that one because you're going to be in the escape room with that puzzle." So I'll be there today, fumbling my way through. I have low expectations for escaping, but high expectations for the giggle factor.
Experience. You got to do this with your hands. Experience.
No, I can't. I don't know what to do with my hands.
So we are at about longer than we were going to talk. One more thing I wanted to say about this conference, and you can see it on Twitter. This is a thing that whether you're here live or you're tuning in on the internet, the focus on accessibility and inclusion this year has been so neat to see. And I mean that from every effort made on site. Kate Sunka, one of our program chairs, is an executive director for an organization called Teach Access. She also works at Michigan State University doing just kind of driving accessibility initiatives there. But seeing the people who are here rally to that in a way that, usually I'll see, Kate, maybe a couple other people saying, "Hey, we got to do these things." But this time Twitter was so active with, "Hey, if you're using GIFs, a really cool thing to do is explain what it is." So that it's accessible to all. And then in sessions, "Hey, could you describe what's on your slides?" Because we're trying to make sure that people have the ability to navigate these spaces. And seeing the community rally around that this time was just
and it was
really
organic,
cool.
And it appeared in many ways, shapes, and forms. So quite often accessibility is talked about the last 30 seconds of a session of, is this tool accessible? And that's sort of the end of the conversation. And I know for many of the sessions that I attended and that I presented at, it wasn't like that. It was holistic, it was cohesive, and it was looking at it more from that UDL perspective of how are we serving all learners. And I think it was just a great time for this. The OLC and Merlot launched a joint partnership about their multi-year initiative around IDEA, inclusion, diversity, equity, and advocacy. And it's just hallmark to both of those organizations how they've had a committed dedication to making sure that everybody has a place at the table. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of that multi-year initiative, to learn more about the different ways that they're going to do that. I know that you and I, all of the work that we've done around the Women in Digital Learning Leadership Scholarship and the luncheons and the panels and the evening gatherings that we've done, I mean, it's all leading up to this. It's really for this goal of just saying that, we all care about this because it's important. This is a social justice issue. This is a fundamental right for our students, and we're going to fight. So that was great.
I just want to say thank you to the community, because it's heartening to see us holding each other kindly accountable. Nobody was blasting anyone else. It was like, "Hey, maybe you could consider this. Did you know that if you do this, this is more accessible?" So starting to see the community holding each other accountable to these practices, I think, is a really good sign for the whole idea initiative.
Yeah. Well, I think we should wrap it up because we've got to go eat some eggs before we watch.
We might die if we don't.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to die today.
Listen, I don't want to be dramatic, but
I do want to thank the Ops Committee for all of their hard work. So Ben Scragg, Clark Nelson, conference co-chairs, Kate Sanka, John Stewart, program co-chairs, and then Kate Miffett and Keegan Longmuller.
Year of Keegan. Every year is the year of
Century of Keegan. Although Kate Miffitt's playlist game is pretty serious too.
Really
so
serious.
We've got to come up with some sort of hashtag for that.
And let's not forget Christine and Katie, who somehow kept this conference going and also kept us alive.
Yep.
I was handed a number of snacks just at the best time possible.
Yep. And then we had Jane Moore representing Merlot. We had Kate Jordahl as our executive chair of the conference, Kathleen Ives as well. I mean, the whole gang.
Just the whole,
thanks to the whole gang.
community.
Yeah. And to all of our hosts too. I don't know if we're going to get a chance for everybody to say goodbye to you, but on behalf of John Stewart, Ryan Straight, Clark Shaw Nelson, Ben Scragg, Keegan Longwheeler, Jess Knott,
I'm the Twitter host.
Luis Carrion behind the camera, all of the folks at the OLC staff that helped us with all of the tech pieces. Just thanks to everybody. All the people that tuned in. I might have been cut off when we were in Zoom. We still love you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Special shout out to the Johns Hopkins team too that came on and gave us plenty of ideas for the future of OLC Live and just the future of collaboration as a virtual attendee at conferences. It's been great. It's really been great. And we're not done, but if we don't see you in a formal capacity before we head out of Denver, we just want to thank you for tuning in. And we're really looking forward to seeing you in Orlando, whether it's virtually or in person at the 25th anniversary of the Online Learning Consortium. So that's at OLC Accelerate in Orlando in November.
So exciting.
Yeah, and we'll be there representing once again. So without any further ado, we bid you adieu.
So French.
So
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.